USPBL Baseball powered by UWM, presented today by Fairy Tale Entertainment. It's the visiting Utica Unicorns here today taking on the home Birmingham Bloomfield Beavers. The third time in a row we see these two teams kick off another fantastic week of baseball. Jeremy Otto here to bring you the call today. So glad you could tune in on your Thursday evening. A lot to get to today. Some moving and shaking with some of the rosters as well, as we have some new additions. We saw a couple on Sunday as well. So there's a lot of exciting stuff when it comes to rosters happening now. And, we're kind of creeping up on that date of the college showcase as well, happening near the end of the month. So that always means some new fresh faces, some new arms, and some new position players possibly coming into the fold depending on how that tryout shakes out. But kind of a look at last week. It started with a boom, literally. Home run after home run, it seemed. It was the Beavers who got that going. They had the tie of a record, 5 home runs in total at the beginning of last week. 3 of them were in the 7th inning, still playing 7-inning games here at Jimmy John's Field for the foreseeable future. But that was certainly exciting. We saw that carry a little bit on. But I think one thing, and we kind of talked to some of the players and coaches and Willie Martin, who joined us on a few of these broadcasts as well, is the heat picked up as well. And when the heat picks up, the bats usually picked up. So that was kind of in line with what we saw last week, and no different here this week. High 80s into 90 at the beginning part of this weekend, and leveling off a little bit possibly next week as we are in a sun-soaked set here at the United Shore Media Desk outside as well. In terms of what we have here today, it's Malik Barrington and Jordan Carr. We've seen Malik out of the bullpen quite a bit so far, and Carr getting his first start as he's one of those fresh faces from last week. So a lot to look at in terms of those guys. And Ryan Ray as well, a newcomer into the Unicorns lineup here today. He'll bat 6th and designated hit here for Jim Essien's team. Also Wizard Day. How about that? Wizard Day presented by Fairy Tale Entertainment. Who's your favorite wizard? Are you a Harry Potter fan? You can certainly let us know that in the chat section, both on Facebook and YouTube, and we'll try to get that in as the broadcast progresses as well. Time to take a peek at your lineup, sponsored by AAA of Michigan, as it is every day. Starting with the visiting Utica Unicorns here today, Jim Essien rolls Frankie Leska out in the leadoff spot as he plays left field as well. Donovan Curiel bats second and plays shortstop. Drew Galassi will bat third and play center field here today. Noah Childress bats in the cleanup spot and plays third base. Ari Sikopoulos, the first baseman, will bat fifth. Batting sixth is the designated hitter Ryan Ray. Batting seventh, the right fielder Marcus Irving. In the 8 hole is the fine catcher, number 10, Jordan Finney. And rounding out the lineup is the second baseman, John Hodo, here today. On the other end for the home Birmingham Bloomfield Beavers is the shortstop Keyshawn Lynch. Batting second, the second baseman Ron Williams Jr. Batting third, the right fielder Roy Verdejo. And the cleanup spot is the first baseman Travis McFarland. Batting fifth, the designated hitter Christian LeBoy. Batting sixth is the left fielder Dallas Binder. Batting seventh is the center fielder Elijah Salea. Batting eighth is the catcher Austin Shoemaker. And rounding out the order, batting ninth is the third baseman Matt Collins here today for Ed Campanella's team. I talked to Ed before the game here today a little bit about his lineup. He likes kind of how it has ended up and how it continues to mold throughout this year. And we'll try to get to some of that as the broadcast progresses. But he thinks Keyshawn Lynch can really be a table setter for some of these guys. He did a really good job of that last week against this Unicorn squad as well. So that's certainly something to watch here today. And he said, look, with these guys, I know we've talked about this a little bit on the air already, everybody is basically a role player here in the USPBL when it comes to hitting, because they don't play every day. No matter what team you play on, no matter how the schedule shakes, it's a max 2-3 times a week if you're lucky enough to have that doubleheader, which the Beavers do have this week. But he's like, look, hitting is a flow thing, just like anything else. You got to be in the lineup, you got to have consistent at-bats, and you really can't judge somebody before they have 100 to 200 at-bats. Unfortunately, here in the USPBL, that's not something that most guys get to just because of what we just talked about. But at the same time, he wants to see at least all these position players out through the college showcase and then kind of reevaluate where they are. But he's even hoping at that point, as long as his guys are performing and healthy, that he can kind of carry out this lineup throughout the year if things work out. So that's something certainly to look out for as the year goes on, as the season goes on, which should be another beautiful sun-soaked day for baseball. On the flip side, we'll have our pitcher comparison brought to you by Ascension. Also take a look at some of our keys to the game as well. That more is next on Wizard Day right here on the USPBL Network. Stick with us.
Stop me now. Don't stop me, 'cause I'm having a good time. Having a good time. A shooting star leaping through the sky like a tiger, defying the laws of gravity. I'm a racing car passing by like Lady Godiva. I'm gonna go, go, go. There's no stopping me. No stopping, no stopping. Oh!
Welcome back to Jimmy John's Field, everyone. Just about underway here. Another fine matchup on a Thursday afternoon, or evening, I should say. This game presented by Fairy Tale Entertainment and proudly sponsored by the following: AAA, Ascension, Belfour Property Restoration, Budweiser, DTE Energy, Jimmy John's, Macomb Community College, McLaren Macomb, your Metro Detroit Chevy dealers, Pepsi, Scott's, and UWM. We thank all those fine partners for what they do for this league as we compete in yet another season, year 6 of the USPBL powered by UWM. Have our pitcher comparison and Willie Martin's keys to the game when we get back right here on the USPBL Network. Stick with us.
Throughout your life, from big moments to ones well-earned, we're your financial guardian angel. Alliance Catholic Credit Union.
Your neighbors are going to be jealous when they see you're getting a new Connecticut water system. Say goodbye to hard water problems. No more spots on your glassware. Your laundry will feel and smell better. Your hair and skin will look and feel better. Say goodbye to hard water problems and say hello to great tasting crystal clear water with CGC Water.
'86 degrees here in Utica, Michigan, as we prepare for the Beavers and the Unicorns here today. Feels like 90, according to the real feel. Rain in the forecast here today. Just a lot of sun-soaked field to begin things here tonight. Let's check the defense behind Malik Barrington here today for the Beavers. Brought to you by AAA. It's Bender, Salea, and Verdejo in the outfield. Collins, Lynch, Williams, and McFarland in the infield. And Austin Shoemaker completing the battery here today as Malik Barrington tosses the ball. Our pitcher comparison brought to you by Ascension. As always, Barrington, the 6'3", 225-pound righty out of Albany State, Division II school. He's run a pair of innings thus far. His last outing on Thursday versus these very Unicorns. Just an inning, 1 walk, and a strikeout. We'll talk about Jordan Carr a bit more when he's out there in the bottom of the first inning. Reminder, you can chime in with us both on YouTube and Facebook here today. Brandon Froffer on YouTube says, "Go Unicorns." Joby says, "Good evening, everyone." Welcome everybody watching here today. And we welcome back Willie Martin as well, our Director of Player Development, for another guest analyst spot here today. Willie, what do you think?
Well, excited for the ball game tonight. Beautiful day. No wind though, so we'll see if we can get some offense going, especially with the shadows down there at home plate, right in front of the pitcher's mound.
And that flag in right center field, pretty limp to start the game here today. Barrington, a guy who features a full arsenal: 2-seam, 4-seam, slider, changeup, and curveball. And his first pitch is fired at 7:01, grooved in for strike 1 against Frankie Luska. It's Luska, Curiel, and Drew Galassi, your Zach Hart agency 3-men due up here in the first inning. Here's the 0-1. Low and away. What challenges does a shadow like this present? Because it's almost all hitter at this point.
Yeah, I know. It definitely gives the advantage to the pitcher. Makes it just tougher to pick up the ball, especially the spin. It's changing from light to dark about halfway through, in this case a little bit closer to home plate. Just makes it tougher to see.
1-1 is high and away. 2-1 on Frankie Luska, off to a 4-for-11 start, but the walks are more the story because he's had plenty of those so far in the early goings. 5 walks compared to only 1 strikeout.
Very disciplined hitter. Took a good swing there at the fastball. We may have seen a changeup, that second pitch of the game there at 83, that one in there at 87. Wouldn't expect Frankie to expand the zone too much here. Swings at pretty good pitches.
2-2 on Luska, the left fielder again here today. The pitch off the inside. Best fastball so far here tonight at 90.
Yep, probably early in the game. Not going to show too much of his stuff until the second time through the order. Expect him to challenge him with a fastball, especially while he's trying to find the command for it.
His first starts of the year. 3-2, soft serve over the leaping head of Lynch into left center field.
Frankie there getting another fastball. Able to put a pretty good swing on it off the end of the bat, but got over the shortstop's head. Lynch and on there for a leadoff single.
Curiel now off to a pretty good start himself. 5 for 13.
Curiel might be the best athlete in the league, one of the best runners we've seen so far. Threat on the bases and also in the outfield and in the infield. He's a very good ball player, very good athlete from everything we've seen so far.
First pitch to Donovan. Fastball in there for strike 1 at 88. Well, he's got a stopwatch out here to time up Austin Shoemaker. The other side of his job. On the other side.
No, I got Shoemaker between innings. I'm trying to get Curiel to first here.
Here's the 0-1. Up high. The fastball at 89.
Curiel has a Altuve-like across-the-body step. However, he's able to clear his hips, and his back foot will slide out as he gets to contact and through contact, clearing space for his hips. He does a really good job of that, understands his body and his swing very, very well.
Is that something you would necessarily teach somebody, or that's just something they get into and you look for ways to refine it in the best way?
It's not something you necessarily teach However, some people get more comfortable doing that. They're able to, shift their weight and turn through that front heel, get their hips all the way through the swing. You saw it right there on that foul ball. He did a pretty good swing there.
Here's the 1-2. Little excuse me swing. Barrington lets it go. It's Collins who picks it up and just nips Curiel over at first.
Yeah, Curiel, great runner, as I mentioned, about a 4.2 down the line, which is exceptional speed. Even on the check stand, we like to see him take a full swing there, but he got fooled on the breaking ball.
Now it's Drew Galassi. Galassi, the center fielder again here today. He's also 5 for 13 with a couple of extra base hits, a double and a home run to start his campaign. 6 RBIs, the most on this Unicorn squad. First pitch to Drew, fastball at 89. Backs him off the plate a bit.
Galassi coming off a great game this past weekend with the home run, a couple other hard hit balls, and some good at-bats. Looking to see if he can pick up where he left off. Shout out to Jimmy Latona, who's in town. Up here in the press box with me, one of the USPBL greats.
Line drive to center. Salea can't chase that one. It's up against the wall. Heading to third base is Frankie Leska wheeling around the bag, and he's going to easily glide his way home. 1-0 Unicorns here in the first.
Galassi with a great swing, shot to center field. Can't wait to see what that one came off the bat at. Picking up right where he left off this past weekend, taking great swings and hitting the ball hard.
Brings up Noah Childress now. Third baseman. Talk about home runs. He has a pair of them himself.
Yeah, Noah Childress hit one clear into the Chevy Pavilion out there on a line. Hoping we can see more of that.
First pitch fastball again in for strike one. It's a fastball that's moving a good amount as well. Spin of 2,300 to begin this game here today.
Yep, Noah Childress. I mentioned him playing multiple positions last weekend. Got him at third base today and probably going to see him in the outfield later this weekend.
0-1. Nice wave out slider to the outside. 0-2 quickly on Noah Childress now. 1 out of the inning. Another runner on second base. Leska is already in to give this Unicorns team a 1-0 lead. Ari Sakopoulos is on deck. Here's the 0-2.
Good block by Shoemaker there, keeping it right in front, especially with the runner in scoring position. We have R.J. Williams playing right behind second base, almost in a shifted position, kind of holding on the runner. I think he's more doing it so to play into Noah Childress' swing here.
Good leadoff for Galassi at second as that's off the glove of Shoemaker. Able to collect it back in. 2-2 here on Childress. Him, Sakopoulos, and Ryan Ray, the newcomer out of LSU Shreveport, in the heart of the lineup for Genesian tonight.
Action pitch here. Expect Noah Childress to be aggressive.
2-2. The looping swing into the outfield. It's Verdejo coming in, and he can
he ran
just
it all
throw
the
it
way in the
underhand to
infield, yeah.
Lynch. So that's the second out. Now Sakopoulos, the last chance to add at least one more here in the first.
Sakopoulos had a few really good at-bats the other day. Took some really good swings, powerful swings, and during BP today he was hitting balls well into the center field trees. Like to see that and expecting to see some more power out of him in the games here very soon.
Just one game under his belt, 0 for 3 the other day. Did have a walk and a strikeout to his credit. First pitch from Barrington to him is a good read by Galassi as
Really
he
good read.
just slides into third there.
Really good read. Saw the downward angle of the pitch and was on before that ball even hit the ground. He was on his way to third. That was a really good job Shoemaker did a pretty good job keeping it in front of him, keeping it close, and with a good throw to third. However, Galassi with a good read gets there safely, and now man on third with 2 outs.
That's the only way you swipe that bag, right?
Yeah, I wouldn't recommend it unless you're sure you're going to be safe because you're already in scoring position with a RBI threat at the plate.
1-0 is in for strike one. Other slider at 77.
You know, once you're in scoring position, when you get to pro ball, that's a sacred opportunity. So you never want to run into an out when you're in scoring position. So you want to make sure that when you advance that extra base, that you're going to get there safely.
The 1-1. Fouled off again. 1-2 on Sikopoulos. Luska started this just with a blooping single into left center field. That was on a 3-2 pitch. Then the ground out by Curiel moved him to second. The double by Galassi deep into center field sent home Luska. And the fly out most recently by Childress has signaled the second out here in the first.
Sikopoulos with a really good swing on the breaking ball after taking the pitch before.
Now the 1-2. Lost command there to the outside. Maybe the changeup at 83.
Yeah, probably a changeup. Hard to tell, though, with the pitch being that far outside. Another action pitcher with 2-2. Probably going to come right at him with a fastball. Looks like he's struggling for the command of the off speed a little bit. Wouldn't be surprised if he tries to bust him inside with a fastball.
Wide open middle of the infield here. The 2-2. Line drive to the gap in right center field. Verdejo is cutting it off for out number 3 here in the first inning.
Got the fastball just inside enough to get in on the hands of Sikopoulos. Good pitch there by Malik.
Able to strand the 1-out double here in the first as Drew Galassi is stranded at third base. Time for your Sweetheart of the Game, sponsored by Thrifty Florists. There is your Sweetheart here today. Presented those flowers from JJ. Sweetheart of the Game always brought to you by Thrifty Florist. Now time to take a look at your Jimmy John's Freaky Fast Facts as well here today. In 1927, the U.S. defeated Britain in the first Ryder Cup International Golf Championship. 1976, the Boston Celtics defeated Phoenix in triple overtime in Game 5 of the NBA Finals. The Celtics took the series on June the 6th. And in 1997, Michael Irvin, Dallas Cowboys, announced that he was putting his NFL career on hold. Irvin later retracted his announcement and returned to the game. These are Jimmy John's Freaky Fast Facts here today. There's a look at Jordan Carr, your starting pitcher for the Unicorns, 6'2", 210, out of the University of Charleston. Fairly deep arsenal for him as well. 2-seam, a 4-seam, a curve, a slider, and a changeup. The same pitches that Malik Barrington throws out there. Keyshawn Lynch, Ron Williams Jr., and Roy Verdejo, your Zach Hart Agency 3-men duo here in the first. So we'll see what Jordan Carr has to offer here in the starting role. We saw him the other day, just an innings of work, 2 hits, a run, it was earned, no walks, and a strikeout. Spent 5 years in Division I baseball, UNC Asheville, and then Charleston.
Saw some pretty good stuff from the left side there on Sunday. Want to see more of him pitch. We only had the small sample size, the 1 inning. But looked like his fastball looked good, 89, 91. Expecting to see more of that, especially now that he's getting more comfortable. Still has the shadows playing to his advantage.
Looking to lay down a quick bunt with the fastball at 89. That one will wane its way foul.
Finney out there on the mound, not really a mound visit, really just given himself. I think he might have gotten hit with the foul ball. No, I don't. I think he got hit with the foul ball on the shoulder. Maybe the umpire did. He's probably given either himself or the umpire a rest. Sometimes they'll let that happen just to as a courtesy to shake it off. Looked like a changeup there away. It was a pretty good pitch. I thought it was almost out of the hand. I thought it was a fastball in there, 80 miles an hour, just outside.
Here's the 1-1 fouled off. Again, another fastball at 89.
89, yeah. Good pitch there. Ball seems to come out a little quicker than 89, though. Lynch just a touch late. Looks like either the changeup played a role in him being a little bit late.
It's got some good spin as well. Previous fastball was 2,300, well above the major league average there for a fastball, that is.
Yeah, that definitely plays into how the hitter perceives it. Definitely the perceived velocity. Ball doesn't tend to drop that way.
Ooh, that one nearly nipped the jersey of Lynch. 3-2.
Carr with a good pace on the mound. Definitely want to see him be a touch more efficient based on the small sample size we've seen so far, but looks good.
On the ground to Curiel. Good charity hop. Throws it over to first for the first out.
Curiel, great job coming to get that ball, positioning himself and timing the hop so that way he could make sure that hop was right into his glove, made it easy on himself, didn't overcharge that ball, and was able to get a good hop, made a good throw.
Check the defense behind Carr, brought to you by AAA. It's Leska, Galasi, Irving in the outfield, Childress and Sikopoulos on the quarters, Hodo and Curiel, your double play combination, and Finney completing the battery here today. We talked about it a bit on Sunday. Finney was not in the lineup, but that's a guy you really like in terms of his pitch framing and just the way he presents the ball to the umpire, right?
Yeah, absolutely. He's very consistent with the way he presents the ball to the umpire. Gives every umpire a good look at each pitch, gives the pitchers a good target, and makes the pitchers feel comfortable out there.
Nice looking slider for strike two. Tough one there for the lefty.
Yeah, Carr quickly ahead 0-2. Fastball right by Williams Jr. Ball's definitely coming out and playing a little bit firmer than the 89-mile-an-hour fastball we see on the scoreboard. Ball popped out of his glove there. Could have been a slight cutter that Finney is just now getting used to. Could have been a fastball as well. So maybe just came around that one.
Here's his 10th pitch. Ooh, another nice wipeout slider at 71 for strike three. 2 up and 2 down against Carr here in the first.
I tell you what, that's a really good pitch. 2,600 spin rate on that. That's well above what we're used to seeing up here. That's pretty good. That's really good.
Probably the curveball on that one, but nonetheless, really good breaking ball. That's probably the best spin rate we've seen so far this year out of an arm.
I would say so. I mean, the elite big leaguers are spinning it at 3,000. The average is probably – can we see what the average is? Probably 2,500 this year. I know in years past it's probably 25, 26.
25 for curveball was last year the number we were using, yeah.
I just haven't seen the updated ones, but I believe that's about right there, so that's pretty good. It's playing up there with a big league breaking ball.
0-1 is fouled off. Any take on all the buzz around the the spider tack and the whatever they're using these days?
Yeah. I mean, I've heard it all, and I've seen some of my friends. I mean, they doing different things, seeing different things. I mean, I'm old school, so I like the old sunscreen and rosin combination.
Popped him up. Sikopoulos going towards the doghouse down there. Can't quite track it down.
Yeah, so we got the numbers, and 25.51 is the average spin rate in the big leagues for a breaking ball. And Carr, with that 2,600 spin rate, that's really good. That's just above MLB average, so we like to see that. And hopefully we can continue to improve that, make it even better.
Travis McFarland, your Zach Hart agency man on deck here. 2 up and 2 down against Jordan Carr. First time he's had an 0-2 count. Here it comes. Just got a piece of that 90-mile-an-hour fastball, his best here today.
Roy Verdejo, player of the week last week, if I remember. Definitely recommended him for that after his 2-home-run game he had last Friday. Was it Thursday or Friday last week he had the 2 home runs? Either way, swung the bat very well, had good at-bats.
Thursday, I believe.
Thursday, yep. I remember it was against the Carr pitching. Hit a breaking ball over the fence and hit that high fastball. He is one of the he gets to the high fastball better than most of the players we've seen.
0-2 over the leaping glove of Carr, Hodo, and Curiel go for that. It's Donovan taking charge. Shortstop, the captain of the infield, and able to get the third out here in the first. 1-2-3 breeze for Jordan Carr. Back with more after this on the USPBL Network.
You hear about the promo that Jimmy's John's got going on? 5 off 20? How they pulling it off? Magic? You got David's Copperfields in there? Show yourself, Copperfields!
Jimmy John's. $5 off orders of 20 or more.
I'm all in with Marketing and Business Development Council.
I'm all in with Operations and Member Experience Council.
I'm all in with CEO Council.
I'm all in with Lending Council.
I'm all in with CFO Council.
I'm all in with Technology Council.
Our credit union is all in with CUNA Councils.
Malik Barrington getting ready for his second inning of work here. Ryan Ray, Marcus Irving, and Jordan Finney, or Zach Hart Agency. 3 men due up here in the second and the first. Nice production by the Utica offense, able to get Frankie Leska on after a nice battle on a 3-2 pitch against Barrington. So looping single to left center. Ground ball by Curiel advanced him to second, and the RBI double by Drew Galassi to left field drove in Leska. Fly out by Childress and a fly out by Sakopoulos ended the threat for the final 2 outs in that first, but the damage was done as the Unicorns drove the pitch count to 21 and were able to scrape by a run off of Barrington as he delivers a fastball on the first pitch at 90 for strike 1. Here's the 0-1 now. Nice bite to that one near the outer edge for strike 2. Heavy dose of breaking ball from both of these guys. The curveball and the slider, both of them feature it. Ooh, there's a wipeout one near the bottom edge of the zone for his first strikeout. That's the slider. Some above average spin on it as well. Seeing some of the best spin rates we have seen all year here in the USPBL in the first 2 innings. Marcus Irving, 3 for 14 to start his year. Starts him out with a tough slider at 82 for strike 1. Irving, then Finney, and Hodo, if somebody's able to get on here in the second. 0-1, checked his swing, and he did go, says your home plate umpire here today. Irving, a pair of walks and 4 strikeouts thus far. Quickly, the 0-2.
Good lead there after the check swing we saw pitch before.
Good job by Barrington to kind of settle in as well here in the second, snapping off some nice breaking balls and getting ahead in counts, something he was not able to do very efficiently in the first. Fastball at 90 outside, 2-2.
Still a little bit around the zone, but definitely dialing it in some. By the way, we must note that play by Curiel last inning, that was an unbelievable play the way he came by the pitcher.
Away, 3-2 to Irving now.
Yeah, that just goes into his speed. That just, it closes ground. He's able to make plays that the average infielder isn't. That was a great play.
Full count delivery now. Ooh, wipeout slider, his second of the at-bat for the second strikeout here in the second.
Really good pitch there by Malik Barrington.
And you're able to see the full arsenal much better, obviously, here in the start compared to his relief appearance, because you're wanting to establish that fastball, right? Maybe mixing a second pitch and maybe a third, but...
Yeah. Well, these days, everybody says you want to establish your fastball, but the modern way of thinking about it is you want to establish your best pitch for strikes. And then you pitch off of that. That's the new age of thinking. Traditionally, that is a lot of people throw a quality fastball, whether the velocity or the way they locate it, the way it's used as an effective tone setter pitch. Establishing whatever that best pitch is for a given player is important in today's game. And for, the starters. And that's what we see a lot of times in the big leagues, especially when guys are throwing fewer innings.
Slider outside, 2-1 on Finney now.
Hopefully Finney can get a fastball here and put a good swing on it.
Just missed it at 88.
Yep, good swing out of Finney. Like the aggressiveness and like that he was coming out swinging as soon as he saw a good fastball to hit. That was a really good swing. Now we'll see if Malik Barrington goes back to the slider he used on Irving.
Here's the 2-2.
Sure
did just that.
Yep, exactly that.
With a few more ticks of velocity. He strikes out the side here in the second. Gets Ray, Irving, and Finney all fanning. Pretty good inning for Malik Barrington.
Whenever my family wants to enjoy the great outdoors, we pack up my Chevy Blazer and go camping in style. It looks great, and with the cargo management system, we can bring all the comforts of home away from home. Plus, with available 4G LTE Wi-Fi, the kids can still stay connected with friends. Thanks to my Blazer, roughing it isn't rough at all.
Lease a 2021 Blazer 2 LT for just $219 a month. Put it in D and see why Chevy drives the Motor City.
New flooring from the Carpet Guys is as easy as 1, 2, free. 1, just call the Carpet Guys for fast, free, and home shopping. 2, get massive warehouse direct savings. And 3, free, as in 4 years of interest-free financing. That's 1, 2, free, but only for a limited time. So be wise and call the Carpet Guys at 855-4MY-GUYS or visit carpetguys.com today.
Be wise, call the Carpet Guys at 855-4MY-GUYS.
Really nice 1-2-3 inning for Malik Barrington as he struck out the side, got Ray, Irving, and Finney down swinging in fairly easy fashion. Jordan Carr looking to get his second 1-2-3 inning of the game. You see Austin DeCarr walking on the top of your screen and out now. He was kind of the matchup slated for today if you go based off straight days and how things have aligned along with A.J. Coleman. But because these teams have matched up for now 3 consecutive games to start the week, we had a Friday to start on opening day, Thursday last week, and now a Thursday again this week. Justin Orenduff and the pitching staff wanted to mix things up just so they're not continually seeing the same hitters and vice versa. So those guys will go in the next couple days. A.J. Coleman will throw in the doubleheader on Saturday, and Austin DeCarr will throw tomorrow for the Unicorns as they will face the Mammoths. So it's Unicorns and Mammoths tomorrow, Beavers and Hoppers in that doubleheader on Saturday, and then Mammoths and Unicorns on Sunday as this first pitch rides inside on Travis McFarland.
Good breaking ball, though. Might have been a little bit low, but good pitch. Good pitch to start off McFarland, who we saw last week was a very aggressive hitter with 2 home runs.
88-mile-an-hour fastball outside.
Good pace and tempo for Carr, getting right back on the mound and throwing it. Looks to have a good feel for the starting role.
2-0 punch foul. The fastball at 88.
Once again, we're seeing Carr's fastball play up, having another hitter late, which is surprising, this late in the game. Spin rate on that fastball, 25-60. Very good for a left-handed starting pitcher.
2-1 outside, 3-1 on McFarland now.
Even though we're seeing Jordan Carr in a starting role today, I think it's going to be a shorter start for him, just to kind of ease him into pro ball and probably build up his innings as we go.
And we already saw a little bit of action in the Unicorns pen. Didn't catch who it was. Tough to see sometimes with those umbrellas down there. Nobody throwing now.
I would expect it to be Max Foodie. Looks like he had the ball down there a little bit ago. Another good left-handed pitcher.
As we told you, DeCarr slated for tomorrow. Sereno likely to start on Sunday. So those two, unless really needed, won't be used here today. Foodie, Krenrich, Taylor 3 arms that are available and ready. McFarland able to coax a walk. He's the first base runner in this one as LeBoy reaches and knocks that one foul.
LeBoy, really good swing there. Unfortunately, just a touch late. Carr's fastball's playing up again. Spin rate probably playing a role there. Would like to see Carr keep coming right at these guys. Challenging them with the fastball. No one's been able to get around on it so far.
0-1, again, punch foul.
Again, another late swing. Decent swing. However, just a touch late. Would like to see if Carr can go inside or high with the fastball. Go at him again. Don't speed up the hitter's bat.
Any adjustments as a hitter when you got that ball kind of moving more than normal with the fastball at least?
I think just getting on playing with the pitch sooner, starting your swing. Yep, did it again right there. Fastball up and was able to throw it right by him. Good pitch by Carr. But just being able to be on time, knowing that you have to, instead of going up there expecting an 88-mile-an-hour fastball, you have to go up there expecting a 92-mile-an-hour fastball. And gearing your timing towards that rather than the 88, and being able to keep your swing on plane a little bit longer so that way you're able to stay on that pitch instead of having your barrel dip just below it and just foul it off. Your barrel almost slips under it when you have that high spin rate.
And they have McFarland in a pickle here, and slapping on that tag is Donovan Curiel for out number 2 quickly here in the second.
Not really sure why McFarland would be stealing there. Didn't see him as a base running threat, especially with a power guy like Bender up to the plate. Don't see that very often, but maybe it was a hit and run opportunity.
First pickle in a couple days. You can pick up a pickle pizza half off at Sherwood Brewing Company tomorrow. Just mention our broadcast and the USPBL, and you can get that not too far away from the ballpark. If you're local here or you're on your way, make it your first stop. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Popped him up. Finney racing to that ball, and he's able to snag it for out number 3. How about that? The leadoff walk, nothing becomes of it. Strikeout, catch it between first and second, and then the pop out by Dallas Binder here on the USPBL network.
Want to hit your home cleanup project out of the park? Well, making sure that your driveway is safe from damage? Rent a rubber-wheeled trailer from GFL and keep all of your bases covered. Our trailers come in 20 and 30-yard sizes for all your cleanup needs. Call GFL today to order your driveway-safe rubber-wheeled trailer. Team GFL, helping you win your cleanup project.
We're for people, the pioneers, the underdogs, the players, and the slow and steadies. We're for people, for who they are and who they could become. Yes, we're a bank, and some say our business is all about money, but that's an old idea. Because look past the money, and you'll see real human lives. We see it, because we're for people. Huntington, welcome.
Welcome back, everyone, to Jimmy John's Field. Jeremy Otto back alongside Willie Martin to bring you the call here today. Willie, another guest analyst appearance. It's 3 games in a row for you now. You're getting into a flow all of a sudden, huh?
Yeah. I probably haven't gotten any better, but I'm trying.
No, you have. You have.
I'm kidding.
We do breakdowns after every game.
Yeah.
First pitch on the ground. That's John Hodo as he gets it to Ron Williams Jr. for the out. One, two, three, four, five, 6 straight outs now for Malik Barrington after the first 2 of 3 reached in the first inning that led to the game's only run thus far.
Be like that, I guess.
36 pitches for Barrington, able to get that 1-2-3 inning in the second by striking out the side.
Really has had his slider working. Good fastball there. Just missed the corner. But again, Weska, we mentioned this in his first at bat, very disciplined hitter. Had the nice base hit in the first inning off the 3-2 count.
1-0 inside.
Yeah, Malik trying to be fine there. He knows he is going to – a good hitter like Weska is going to do some damage if you throw it over the middle of the plate. So he's prepared, and he's trying to make sure he executes a quality pitch here.
Here's the 2-0. Fastball had some late bite to it at 88, in for strike one.
Yeah, tough pitch for Frankie off the inside corner.
It's almost playing like a sinker, isn't it?
Yeah, no, that one had some late downward action to it. Very tough pitch for the left-handed hitter.
2-1. Off speed at 81, 2-2.
Again, getting that slider going. That was a really good pitch.
Donovan Curiel, your Zach Hart agency man on deck, and if somebody gets on, it would be Drew Galassi here in the third. Luska steps out for a moment. Barrington working at a smidge of a quicker pace here in the second and third innings. 2-2 again. Lifted foul, the changeup on back-to-back pitches.
Very good swing out of Luxka. I said his name a little weird there. Luxka, I couldn't spit it out.
It's a
good
tough
swing.
one to say if you don't want to just say it how it looks, but it's Lucska. Here the 2-2. Outside, another changeup at 83 that time.
Good leave by Frankie. We'll see if he challenges him with another fastball like he did the first AB.
Now the 3-2. Good hearty swing. Knocked the fastball back to the screen at 90.
Pretty good swing. A little bit late, but very good swing. Well-located fastball, top of the zone for Malik. He executed the slider flawlessly last inning. We'll see if he can do it here. I think slider would be the best pitch he could throw. Probably not what Frankie's looking for.
3-2 inside.
I think he got the slider there. Unfortunately, didn't locate it, but it was a great job. Great at bat again by Frankie. Had a base hit, and now a single. Very disciplined hitter. Knows what he's looking for and weighs off the bad pitches.
That's now 6 walks to only 1 strikeout. Maybe a dumb question, but in terms of having a good eye, is that something you can teach? Or
I think it takes a lot of discipline. Number one, it takes a lot of effort and intentionally during batting practice, during everything that you do as a hitter. I think the intentionality of making sure that every swing that you take, being aware of where the pitch was and where the strike zone is in relation to where your swing fits best, plays best. And I think laying off those pitches, even in BP, even in front toss, in drill work that these guys are all doing before the game and at practices, having a very disciplined, intentional approach to that can definitely play a role. And at the same time, it takes some talent as well.
1-0 on the ground to Ron Williams Jr. Feeds to second in time. Over to first. No, he holds on as Curiel is across the bag.
Curiel getting down the line very quick again. Didn't even, require a throw there. He was already through the bag. Well done by him.
It's Keyshawn Lynch and Ron Williams Jr. up the middle here today, your double play combination. 2 outs and Drew Galassi looking to put together another nice at-bat. Drove a 1-0 fastball to the center field batter's eye, basically, just below it.
Yeah, really good swing last AB.
Ooh, another quick move over to first base, and Curiel maybe took the worst of it. Kind of rolled across his back. Was that Barrington last week that we saw a move just like that nearly got somebody, or was that somebody else? Can't quite remember. Hard to sort through all the arms we see.
I remember Charles Donovan had a nice move, the left-hander. He picked somebody off. I'm trying to remember who else had a good move. I know Jordan Carr did last inning.
First pitch to Galassi off the plate outside, 1-0.
Specifically, I remember Charles Donovan, the left-hander, who picked someone off, really good move. And last inning, Jordan Carr. He had a good move the other day as well on Sunday that he showed.
Here's the 1-0. Popped foul, the fastball at 90. We'll likely see Donovan and Coleman later this week in the first doubleheader, scheduled doubleheader in the league. There'll be 9 of them, spanning a total of 18 games. Kind of an effort just to, get more games in as well.
Absolutely. We want to see these guys pitching more innings, playing more innings in the field, and getting more at-bats. So as many as they can get, the better.
Here's the 1-1. Tap foul.
Change up there. Left it just up. Golasi just missed it. If he gets that pitch again, I would expect him to hammer it. So we'll see Malik here with 2 strikes, bear down, and probably execute a better located pitch.
Hold of the first out of this inning, the walk by Leska, out with the fielder's choice to second. That's why we have 2 outs and a runner on first. Glossy waiting on the 1-2. Here it comes.
Good way off there. Quality pitch by Malik Barrington. Expected him to chase, but Glossy showing a really good discipline to go with the good swing.
Noah Childress, your Zach Hart agency man on deck here in the third. Unicorns offense looking to add to their already 1-0 lead here. Here's the 2-2. On the ground to Ron Williams Jr. Cuts it off over to first, and that will end the mini threat here in the third. Good body of work put together so far from Malik Barrington after what was a shaky first inning. That was your 5th third out, brought to you by Fifth Third Bank here in the third inning. We'll see Jordan Carr out for his 3rd inning of work, but not before we talk about JJ the Water Boy, presented today by Michigan First Credit Union. There he is, presenting the water to the base pass umpire here today. JJ's going to need some water as well. 86 degrees, sun-soaked day. We shot our pregame around 5:30 here today. That sun was just beating down on everybody out in front of the stadium as well. So JJ the Water Boy presented every game, again, by Michigan First Credit Union. And now time for your DTE Energy Kid Race, the mascot here today. So it's Buzz in his Harry Potter gear here today that will compete against Amelia. Looks like she has a Harry Potter red shirt out there as well. Buzz given the head start. Amelia was supposed to wait, but she's going a bit earlier. Around the second base bag, flying, making that turn. Buzz giving it a good effort here today. This is the best effort we've seen by a mascot. They both missed the third base bag, and Buzz realizes it, doesn't care, but Amelia is your winner here today in your DTE Energy Kid Race, the mascot. A Wizard Night here at the ballpark, presented by Fairy Tale Entertainment. We've seen several Harry Potter movie clips up on the scoreboard, some Harry Potter music, the soundtrack here today at the ballpark. Good to see. One of the fine promotions, one of many, along with Thirsty Thursday here today. Every Thursday, every Friday, you can see some fireworks. Saturday, you can book that there'll be some sort of band. So Wizard Day today, fireworks tomorrow, like we told you, presented by Francis Ford Coppola Wineries. It's a first pitch fastball into Elijah Salea for strike 1. A classic rock night featuring the American Ages Band. And on Sunday, Police Dog Hero Day. That's also presented by Fairy Tale Entertainment. Here's the 0-2. Swinging a little pop fly down the first base line. It'll roll foul. So Salea, Austin Shoemaker, and Matt Collins, your Zach Hart agency 3-men due up here in the third. In there for strike 3, the third strikeout here today for Carr, his second. Looking.
Carr has shown a really, really good feel, advanced feel for the breaking ball so far this game, both the slider and the true curveball. And there we see a slower version at 76. Really, really nicely done, nicely executed pitch. 3 straight pitches, got him looking.
Willie talked about possibly a shorter outing for Carr because he hasn't been exactly stretched out. He's faced the minimum so far, despite the leadoff walk in the second. We see Max Foodie start to tune up down the right field line for SEN. So if Carr gets through this inning clean, I think we still might see Foodie in the 4th.
Yep, I think so, just because we want to build up Carr's pitch count, which is understandable. We think, he's obviously showing some pretty good stuff here from the left side. Just want to make sure that he's getting his arm some longevity built up in it and getting acclimated to the professional level as quickly as possible without overworking him.
And in a 7-inning game, which we're playing all for now, it doesn't put your bullpen at too much stress, giving your club a solid 3 innings.
Yeah, no, I think, it won't be a quality start by the record book. However, it will be a quality open, I would call it. I guess, is that what we could do?
Yeah.
Really good breaking ball there again by Carr.
Next up for the Beavers, the third baseman, number 11, Matt.
Good looking slider mostly for Carr, but that was the curveball. Both these guys feature a slider and curve.
Matt Collins here, who's a utility player, took a really good round of batting practice yesterday and has really shown to hit the ball hard. And we've talked about taking more consistent good swings, and we see one there. Just a touch late. Again, Carr's fastball playing up. Hopefully these Beaver hitters will start to make the adjustment. And instead of looking for that 90-mile-an-hour fastball, start looking for 92, 93, just being on time for that, just because that way they're getting their barrel through it.
Fly ball to left center field. Going to hang up there, though, for Luska.
Yes. Left the off-speed pitch up just a touch. Collins with a pretty good swing, just under it a little bit.
That's the end of the outing for Carr. He retires his last 5 that he faces in this one. 1-0, the Slim Unicorns lead.
I'm all out of love for my old insurance. Switch to insurance. They're saving me so much. They covered my car and bundled with my home. I feel so secure to say I love insurance.
Hello, AAA Insurance.
Goodbye, insurance. Hello.
Insurance.
Get a quote and save up to 20%.
As your neighbor who works at Ascension, Michigan, and a cardiologist who's practiced for more than 20 years, I'm going to keep asking, how are you feeling today? Your care can't wait. Getting care sooner can mean catching things before they get worse. At Ascension, Michigan, our ERs and our hospitals and other sites of care are maintaining strict precautions for your safety. Studies have shown that people will get care sooner if they're encouraged by their doctors, family, and friends. Get the care you need at getascensionmichigancare.com.
Jeremy and Willie back with you here in the 4th. It's a 1-0 lead for the Unicorns here today. Heart of the order up for the Corns against Malik Barrington. It's 4-5-6. Childress, Sikopoulos, and Ryan Ray. They have not reached so far here today. Childress with a fly ball in the first, same for Sikopoulos, and then the strikeout by Ryan Ray to start the second. Good look lately for Malik Barrington. He was able to strand a couple runners in the 3rd inning. Got into some trouble in the first after the leadoff single, then the double by Drew Galassi that drove in a run, but got 2 consecutive flyouts to end that threat. Childress out to a 4-for-15 starts. Looks at a fastball high at 88.
Childress has been taking good swings ever since he came in. First day of batting practice, I was throwing to him, and he hit one onto the highway at one of the high school fields we had been practicing on while they had stuff going on here. Wow, that ball was hit.
Ropes it and yanks it way foul into the patio that probably bounces out of the ballpark in the end. 1-1.
That is a hard hit foul ball.
Here's the pitch. Slider at 81, swing and a miss.
Malik has shown a really good feel for the slider. Really good swing out of Noah, but good pitching will beat good hitting, and that was pretty good on both sides.
Here's the 1-2 now, outside. Well, part of having a good batting practice is the person that throws it to them, right? You got to get it where they want it.
Yeah. Well, I try to just throw it right down the middle every single time. You know, I'll tell you what, we've had Jimmy Latona in town the last couple of days, and he has been such a blessing to have his help at practice. Throws a phenomenal batting practice, and the guys at Mercyhurst University, they're very lucky players having him throw BP to them.
2-2 on Childress. Lynch with a quick sneak in to discuss something with Barrington. Here's the 2-2 again. Slider golf to center. Saleya is there to cut it off. That's, I guess, one benefit to playing shallow like he does.
Yep, no, definitely a good benefit. You take away that single. That ball was hit pretty well. I think Noah Childress put a really good swing on that. That breaking ball was left a little bit too high in the zone, and Noah Childress did a really good job keeping the barrel on the baseball and squaring it up out there to center field, especially with 2 strikes. You know, he didn't compromise his swing in order to make contact. That was very good. Very good play out of the center fielder. Kind of tough luck when you hit a ball that hard and the center fielder catches it for the hitter, but it all comes back around.
On the ground and foul. I was talking to Ed Campanella before the game, the Beavers manager. He spoke very highly of Soleil and said, hey, he's probably one of the best defenders in the league, can cover a lot of ground in center field. We talked about it last week as well here on the air.
Yeah, no, he's shown to be a very good center fielder. Gets a good first step, and I think that helps him a lot.
0-1, swing and a miss.
Probably the best changeup we've seen out of Malik so far this year. Maybe not this year. It could be this year. But that was definitely the best one that we've seen tonight. Got Sakopoulos swinging right through it. Good swing out of Sakopoulos, but that's what a changeup does.
On the ground, McFarland surrounds and will feed to the covering Barrington for the second out. So 2 up and 2 down. That's a good start again for Malik Barrington. He struck out the side in the second, allowed a walk and a fielder's choice in the third. The first man he struck out in the second was this guy swinging. All of those 3 strikeouts were swinging.
All on breaking balls too, if I recall.
Yep.
Starts him off with a breaking ball here. Ray have a good take there. He's taking some good rounds of batting practice.
Designated hitter here today for the Unicorns, the 1-0. Popped this fastball up. Coming in no wins land down there. Verdejo can't get it as he is in foul territory before that one ranges off the glove.
Really good effort by Roy. Obviously hit his glove, almost made the catch. Tough to say with all this foul territory. It's almost tough to say if that's more the second baseman's ball, first baseman's ball, or the right fielder's ball, but really good effort out of Roy.
And that's got to be a really tough angle, especially for the right fielder, and kind of same in left field, because the bullpen juts out there and then drastically kind of shifts back in, which isn't necessarily normal, I guess.
Yeah, no, I mean, every ballpark has its own intricacies, and I think, this ballpark is one of its own, and I think it's awesome. We just have to, as an outfielder, you just got to be aware of that ahead of time. Some of the coaches at the major league level and even in the minor leagues, they'll walk the outfield fence and walk each outfielder through how to play each wall. They'll be out there throwing balls against it, seeing how the ball bounces, if there's a wood behind it, metal behind it, and just seeing how the ball is going to bounce differently. Because even at like Tigers Park, out there in right center, if that ball hits a certain part of the wall, your outfield needs to be in a certain position. Now, obviously, that ball didn't hit a wall, but it's just a tough read.
2-2 outside, 3-2. Fenway Park, one of those ones you'd want to walk and certainly take some fly balls off the monster if you're playing in left or center.
Oh, most definitely, because the ball, we see that's where we see the inside the park home runs, where the ball just takes one of those errant bounces.
3-2 away, and Ray able to coax his first professional walk and base appearance here. He had a .426 on base percentage this year at LSU Shreveport. Showed some big-time power there as well. .647 slugging this year, the NAI level. Certainly an adjustment for those guys. I mean, depending on what conference you play in, you could be seeing upwards of high 80s, low 90s. That's something that everybody doesn't realize, I guess. But
yeah. I mean, the velocities will be there at every level. I mean, good baseball players are at every level. I think, obviously Division I just has probably a deeper depth chart of high-quality players. However, there's great baseball players at every level of baseball, and I think that's something that goes unnoticed and is not often talked about enough. But you see guys in the big leagues that have played, from high school, JUCO, D1, D2, D3, and NAI.
1-0 on the ground foul. The fastball crowding Marcus Irving there. He struck out back in the second, his 5th of the year. 3 for 15 start for the right fielder today.
Yeah, and I think, as younger players, just going where you're wanted, going somewhere where you're going to have an opportunity is the most important thing.
And just in general, Division I anything is so overhyped, right? I mean, I guess that's the right word because the percentage of people moving on is so small. I mean, that's not to discourage anybody, but it just is what it is. Like, have a good experience and, play.
Yeah.
ultimately.
Yeah. Well, the best way to get better at baseball is by playing baseball. You got to be somewhere where you're wanted and you're going to have an opportunity to get better.
That one on the inner half for strike 3. Malik Barrington threw 4 with only 1 run given up. Looks pretty good so far in this one. The only blemish in the 4th was the walk with 2 outs.
Check your checking. If your account doesn't get you pumped, amped, or geeked, make the switch to Genius Checking from Genesis Credit Union. It's just genius.
Dunham Sports is a proud partner of the USPBL. Big names, low prices, delivering value since 1937.
At Fifth Third Bank, we're working hard to make banking a Fifth Third better, which means we put 166.7% into everything we do.
I think you can only give 110%.
Well, with free checking, fraud protection services, and an automatic savings tool to help you quickly reach your goals, 166.7% is possible.
Oh, wait till my 8th graders hear about this. They're going to be like, it's not possible. Well, yes it is.
This is banking, a Fifth Third better.
Max Foodie in relief of Jordan Carr. That has nothing to do with performance. It's just all about pitch count and just, trying to stretch out Carr a bit.
Yep. Building his pitch count up gradually. I'm sure next outing we'll probably see 4 or 5 innings. Yeah, big shout out to Brighter Performance Recovery. One of the best places these guys can go, and if you're in the area, one of the best places you can go to recover and be the best you can be the best athlete you can be, and recover to get back on the field and enhance your longevity and your performance, of course. Might go over there and get some cryo on Sunday.
Yeah?
Yeah. I haven't tried it yet, but I know, obviously I'm trying to perform at the highest level, so I'm probably going to. Got to prepare.
What would you say if I don't know what that is? Should I?
Well, you need to contact the owner, Justin Bright. He's one of the best at customer service. Or Wendy Bright, they will be happy to educate you, but it's just a way of recovering, keeping your body in a tip-top shape.
Gotcha. Keyshawn Lynch, Ron Williams Jr., and Roy Verdejo, your Zach Hart agency men on deck here in the 4th. Really good outing for Jordan Carr overall. Just 1 base runner. It was the walk to start the 2nd. Otherwise, split 4 strikeouts across things as Foodie takes over here and delivers a ball outside. Fastball, changeup, curveball for Max Foodie. Lynch 0 for 1 with a ground ball in the 1st, as this one is popped up to short right center field. Galassi is under that to squeeze the first out here. Foodie with a good body of work so far into the bullpen, 4 2/3 innings. Just 1 walk compared to 7 strikeouts. Has yet to give up a run for this Unicorn staff. Some pretty solid bullpens put together. Probably the best looking one, at least to this point, in terms of pure stuff, that Mammoth's pen.
Mm-hmm. They've looked very good so far. Their whole pitching staff's been very effective.
One out to Williams, fouled off. Certainly one of the most intriguing prospects in this league as well would be Adrian Cook from the Hoppers. I was talking to Justin Orenduff before the game, and he said they slightly tweaked something with Adrian's delivery, which is kind of messing with his control and command, and he's right back to where he needs to be. It's a guy who's thrown 94 to 96 in his first few outings here this year.
Yep, no, he's had some great stuff, shown some great stuff. Obviously, the results have not been what he wanted. However, the stuff is there, so we're excited for his future.
2-1 inside. Much harder to not have the stuff and then
Exactly.
kind of go the reverse path, right?
Yeah, I think that's why we're so excited about him, because we know that, if he just dials a couple things in, and Shane and Duff are doing an unbelievable job working with him every day, and he's putting in the work. So a lot of the credit goes to him for working so hard, too, and being willing to make the adjustments necessary to be the best he can be. But we're excited for him because he is gifted with the talents and abilities that not many people have. And it makes it for an exciting rest of the season to see him, how he develops and how his progression continues.
That only the second walk of the year for Foodie, so now 2 walks to 7 strikeouts. Heavy 4-seam fastball. Came into the game throwing 59 fastballs, 28 curveballs, and 2 changeups. The fastball reaching its highest of 90. That was 88, the last one. Slider inside, or curveball, I should say.
Roy's been taking great swings at the fastballs so far this season. Roy Verdejo here hitting. I'm excited to see if he gets a fastball here. He's probably going to hammer it. Ooh.
On the ground to Childress. Feeds to second in time. Hoda with the quick feed over to first. Got him. Nice 5-4-3 twin killing to end the threat here in the fourth. Nothing becomes of the 1-out walk from Ron Williams Jr. Still 1-0 Corns.
Piloting a hot air balloon is my wife's passion, and she couldn't have a better wingman than my Chevy Equinox. Its stylish design rises above the rest, and with its 4G LTE Wi-Fi plus great gas mileage, Equinox keeps us connected mile after mile. With my Equinox, the sky isn't the limit.
Lease a 2021 Equinox LT for just $189 a month. Put it in D and see why Chevy drives the Motor City. Visit ChevyDetroit.com.
We build roads, bridges, wind farms and pipelines, schools to skyscrapers. Our members create monuments. We operate. We're the operators and mechanics behind the advanced heavy machines that move Michigan forward. We maintain boilers and HVAC. Our members run the complex heating and cooling systems that we all depend on. Our training is second to none, and safety is our priority. We are Operating Engineers 324, and we keep Michigan running.
Jeremy Otto and Willie Martin back with you here from downtown Utica. Willie Martin, our guest analyst here today, Director of Player Development at the USPBL. Jason Ross Jr. and Jenna Rose will be back with us here tomorrow. Malik Barrington out for his 5th inning of work. He's looked pretty good despite the little blemish we had in the first.
No, he's definitely shown some great command of the slider. He's been very efficient with his pitches. He's commanding the fastball, waiter and counts, using his slider in different ways. We like to see that, using it as a weapon to strike people out and as a way to get ahead in the counts, and he's been very effective.
Blake comments on YouTube, I'm a big fan and the bat boy for the Diamond Hoppers. Hello, Blake. Looking forward to seeing you back here at the ballpark this week. David Brunsman, Christopher Barger, Guillermo Mendoza checking in from Mexico again here today. We say hello to you, Guillermo. And And everybody watching, you can chime in with us on Facebook and YouTube throughout the broadcast. Maybe you have a development question, how to make you better. Willie will break down your swing, submit clips. No.
I mean, you can. I mean, yeah, if you have any questions, ask.
Little pop fly to right. Verdejo cruising over for out number 1.
Not a bad swing out of Finney. I like the aggressiveness. He hopped on the first fastball he saw after Malik Barrington has shown great effectiveness with the slider. Not a bad swing. Just maybe a touch up in the zone. Obviously, a much easier fly ball for Roy Verdejo out in right field than the one we saw in foul territory last inning.
John Hodo and Frankie Luska, the rest of your Zach Hart agency 3-men due up here in the 5th. Here's the first pitch to Hodo outside. Quick 4-3 ground ball for him back in the 3rd inning. Then the walk by Luska, his 6th of the year. Erased by the fielder's choice on the ground ball. It was a pretty snappy inning in the end for Barrington. Laser leads to first. McFarland for out number 2. 2 up and 2 down in the 5th.
Again, Malik Barrington being very efficient with his pitches. That's, I think, 3-4 pitches, 2 outs already. That brings up Frankie Luxka, who has had a couple really good at-bats. First at-bat going 3-2, then having the soft base hit in the shallow left field. Then he drew the walk last AB.
Yeah, that was on a 3-2 count as well as he looks at a pitch outside here. Hitting leadoff, I believe, every game so far for...
No.
Was Hodo up there?
No, Galassi was,
okay.
I believe. I think
you're right, yep.
Hodo might have been hitting second for a while.
Actually, I'd take that back. Maybe thinking back to last year. Looking back at the scoreboard here, Takis was leading off some before he came up with the hamstring injury to start the year. He should hopefully be back tomorrow. Him and Shanahan, the 2-0 pitch inside, and it was a shame to see Takis go down because he was swinging the bat well.
Yeah, no, I hated to see it. Unfortunate, but that's part of the game. He hurt himself hitting what should have been double.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, he only got the single out of it.
4 for 7 to start the year. Here's the 2-1 on the ground foul.
Fouled off his foot there. Luckily, he's got the shin guard.
He had a really good stretch run, did Aaron Takis last year. Now, how many times does it take for you to hit it off your leg to put one of those on in general as a hitter? Or just depend on a guy?
I think it depends on the guy. I mean, I didn't like wearing it because it kind of weighs you down. I didn't like the feeling of it, but I've worn it before because when you foul one off, it's there for about 3 weeks. You know, it's a huge knot. And
3 weeks, huh?
Yeah, because it goes right off your bone. There's just not much there to protect yourself, so it's just there. And if you get hit again, I mean, it hurts so bad. I can't even describe it. I'm not a doctor to tell you that you could break a bone, but it certainly feels like it.
We talking seams and printed too on your your skin there.
Yeah, it looks like a little Halloween thing going on down there when you foul a ball off, especially if you hit it hard. Now, that changeup right there almost got hit. He's been leaving his changeup a little bit up in the zone. We saw Golasi take a good swing at it, and now we see Frankie taking a good swing at it. Would expect another fastball here, 3-2 count.
Got it just high and away at 88. How about Luska coaxing another 3-2 count and another walk?
Yeah, he's having great at-bats. Probably the best at-bats we've seen of the day so far. Overall, I mean, 3 quality bats, 3-3-2 counts. Not that he was trying to go deep in the count, but he's making the pitcher throw him something he wants to hit, and when he does, he's putting a good swing on it.
It's Ed Cuevas warming up now for the Beavers. Him along with Cole Gidley and Cole Stanton, the 2 arms available here today with Coleman and Donovan slated to go later in the starts in the doubleheader.
Yep, Curiel has been showing some great adjustability at the plate. I think he's going to have a really good at-bat here. They started it off with a good swing there. Fastball might have been a little bit high to go after, but I like his aggressiveness. His team has the lead, and he's trying to drive in an extra run with 3 innings left.
Some solid defense by him as well at shortstop here today.
Very solid defense, and he's been a good baseball player all day today. He got down the line twice pretty quick.
0-1, little line shot into the glove of Ron Williams Jr. for the 3rd out here in the 5th inning. Nothing becomes again of the 2-out walk, just kind of 1 base runner per inning after the run in the first. Time for your Genesis Credit Union 5th inning stretch here today. And take me out to the ball game. Willie always comfortably leaves at this time. He doesn't want to be a part of the singing here today. Here we go. Take me out to the ball game. Take me out to the crowd. Buy me some peanuts and Cracker Jack. I don't care if I never get back, for it's root for the home team. If they don't win, it's a shame. For it's 1, 2, 3 strikes, you're out at the old ball game. There you go, your Genesis Credit Union 5th inning stretch here on the USPBL Network. Stick with us.
There's nothing better than a ball game at Jimmy John's Field and a cold beer from Midland Brewing Company. Hi, I'm Kyle, the head brewer at Midland Brewing Company, here to wish you a stellar time making memories at Jimmy John's Field. And we hope that you're living it up with a Copper Harbor Ale in your cup. You can find more of our selections here at the ballpark and around town at your favorite bottle shops too. We hope you have a ball at the game, and remember, enjoy responsibly. Let's play ball.
Checking into the game now for the Unicorns, another reliever, Max Foodie, working just 1 inning the 4th. It's Miguel Sereno here today. Sereno with the starts the other day. Again, some really good stuff, just looking to control and command some of those pitches with some of the tweaks that Justin and Shane have been talking with him about.
You know, 2 outings ago, he had an absolutely unbelievable outing. I think he struck out the side.
He did.
Wow, that was some good stuff. Up to 95. Quality breaking ball, very efficient with his pitches. Really good outing.
Travis McFarland, Christian LeBoy, and Dallas Binder. Your Zach Hart Agency 3-men due up here in the 5th. On the ground, past the glove of Sereno. Curiel for his second unassisted play here today.
As we mentioned last half inning, Curiel has been playing some great defense, another solid play there, timing up the ground ball, making a very routine play look very smooth and very nicely done. I think it was his 3rd unassisted.
3rd unassisted, you're right, yep.
Yep, he had the hop in the 1st inning to his right, he had that ball up the middle, and now that one.
First pitch to LeBoy off the plate offside.
We've been working with LeBoy the last few days on, using his lower body more in the swing, using the ground a little bit to produce the power rather than having his head move towards the baseball, just so he can add some adjustability and get his bat on plane sooner behind the baseball so he can hit through the baseball. He's got a great frame and a great swing, a lot of athleticism, a lot of power. We just want to make sure he's in a position so that way his swing will work a little bit more effectively at the professional level with the higher velocities and higher spin rates.
Yeah, his manager thinks he has one of the more higher upsides here in the league.
Definitely. He's the type of player we like to see that has a very high ceiling if he can make some of the adjustments and, apply them to the in-game situations.
2-1 on LeBoy, the designated hitter here today, off to a rough 1-for-14 start, but you look at it, coming straight out of college, right here to pro ball. There's certainly a lot of adjustments to be had.
Most definitely.
2-1, swing and a miss, and 1 undervalued. Maybe cliche to some, but I mean it's a big jump going from metal to wood, isn't it?
No, definitely, absolutely. And especially because the pitchers aren't as crisp as they are the professional level. I mean, he's jumping in here facing 93 mile-an-hour fastballs and 2-1 counts there. He's probably not used to seeing that on a daily basis in college, and the metal bat just, it just makes it a little bit easier to hit.
Ooh, there you go. It's shattered to the shortstop. Curiel going to bare hand, throws it over to first in time. Back-to-back plays for him for the first 2 outs in the 5th.
Another nice play out of Curiel. Comes in, bare hands that ball. Dodged the broken bat that was coming his way, still made the bare hand throw and really solid play there, and then even was able to toss the part of the broken bat back to the bat boy. Very nicely done.
A lot of hand-eye coordination plays going on there in the same time.
Yeah, and I've mentioned his athleticism, hand-eye coordination, and that's definitely part of it. But as I mentioned, the metal bat does make it easier to hit. There's just less room for error because with a metal bat, that doesn't happen. That ball may have been, a pop-up to the shortstop rather than that ground ball that was a slow roller that needed to be barehanded, and his bat broke in half.
Here's the 1-0 outside. Well, maybe that charges something. I mean, off to a 1-for-14 start, the kind of the opposite way of, dang, my bat broke because I've been having a great stretch.
Yep.
2-0 to Bender. On the corner for strike one.
Quality pitch there at 92, right on the corner. Tough pitch for Bender. Want to see him be aggressive here in the 2-1 count. A pitch like that's very tough. He's probably looking middle in. Hitting the ball well in BP. Hits the ball hard. Ball comes off well.
93 outside, yeah. One of the guys that doesn't have a lot of at-bats, him and Matt Collins, kind of the least in the lineup here today, but Bender dealing with that hamstring early on.
Yeah, he had to miss a little bit of time with a tweaked hamstring, but back now and looked really good in practice this week. So excited to see some game action.
3-1, 92-mile-an-hour fastball fouled off.
Now, for the younger hitters, I know they're not seeing 93 like that pitch just was, but we definitely want to see in 3-1 counts that you're not we don't want to see you timed up late. So for the younger hitters, we want to see you on time to drill that pitch up the middle, on time to face this pitcher's best fastball and drive it.
3-2, sounded like maybe another broken bat. Curiel trying to do it all, and he does just that.
Another beautiful play out of Curiel. Did he get all three of that inning?
He sure did.
Oh, my goodness. Great inning by Curiel. Great inning by Miguel Sereno. Very well pitched and well played defensive inning.
At Fifth Third Bank, we're working hard to make banking a Fifth Third better. With free checking and fraud protection services, 166.7% is possible.
166.7.
This is banking, a Fifth Third better.
Hello. Lovely home, by the way, but it looks like you could use some new flooring.
Now at the Carpet Guys, you get 4 years interest-free financing. Plus, we're taking extra precautions to ensure the safety of our customers.
Be wise and call the Carpet Guys.
Welcome back to Jimmy John's Field. Look at the Priority Health Dance Crew, some of the younger additions to it this year. Ed Cuevas taking over on the mound here for the Birmingham Bloomfield Beavers. Barrington goes 5 innings today, gave up just 1 run. It was earned, 2 hits, 2 walks. Make that 3 walks and 4 strikeouts. So with the 3 walks, you say, maybe he wasn't as sharp, but the stuff looked good here
I thought
today.
The stuff was very good today. I think that's just something that's going to come with him with more time, is just learning the efficiency of getting outs, because there's a difference between, we talked about Adrian Cook, being having good stuff and being efficient with your good stuff. I think that's what's going to separate a lot of pitchers from being good to great. And I think it's just something he's got to learn. He showed some really good stuff, fastball 91 there out of Malik, and then he showed the great slider. He was able to strike out the side with 3 sliders on 3 straight guys. Just being more efficient with those pitches to get ahead, stay ahead, and then put people away.
And we've talked about kind of seeing guys in adverse situations, and for him, maybe a bit more traffic coming in because he's come out of the bullpen, but today, you look at the first inning, it could have been much worse. I mean, leadoff single. The first run was in after the third batter. Colossi had a deep ball to center field, but he was able to get 2 flyouts after that, after getting a ground ball to Curiel. So things like that, a 2-out walk, able to strand it with a strikeout looking. First 2 outs in the 5th, another walk but a line out. And ideally, if you clean those things up, you'd like those to ultimately be minimum innings, right? Just, 1, 2, 3, but still able to battle back and set them down without any more runs scored after it was a very early run in the first.
Yeah, no, definitely showed a lot of pitchability, being able to pitch out of those situations.
Pops up Galassi here, one of the better hitters. Cuevas thinking about taking it, but McFarland will call him off for out number 1.
Yeah, McFarland coming in and making that play. Traditionally, we will see an infielder make that play, so I'd like to see a little bit more of the second baseman and third baseman over there. Oh, ideally the third baseman, because typically the first baseman is not necessarily as coming in on that ball on his side of the field. The third baseman may have a better angle at times, even though it's on the right side of the field.
First pitch, a little check swing from Noah Childress. Cuevas, the one of many players here from the University of Oklahoma Science and Arts. NAI school. Fastball, changeup, slider for Ed. 0-1, another golfing swing, the 82-mile-an-hour slider on the outside.
Noah Childress did a really good job last AB of keeping his barrel on the baseball despite having 2 strikes, so hopefully he can do that again here. I know he's been very aggressive early in the counts, as we've seen.
0-2, popped him up. Right side of the infield, it's McFarland, the first baseman, who ranges into foul territory for out number 2.
Another good changeup out of Cuevas. Saw 2 in a row there. We saw the swing and a miss, followed by another changeup. Got Noah Childress just out front, and McFarland there to make the catch.
And it's a changeup that certainly can be confused with the slider. I did on the second from last pitch because it's got some movement. One that he used as an out pitch certainly throughout college. We've only seen 1 slider so far this year from Cuevas. 25 fastballs, 20 changeups coming into play here today. 1-0 to Ari Sakopoulos. He's 0 for 2 today. Fly out and a ground out.
Still seeing some good swings out of him. Had a really good BP session today before the game. Has had a good week of practice. Looks as talented defensively as he does offensively. Very smooth left-handed fielder and hitter.
1-0, line drive to the gap in right center field. Verdejo going back on that one, and it's up against the wall. Nice pop for Verdejo, but an even better swing by Sakopoulos as he collects his first professional hit here in the 6th.
Well, that was just like what we saw in BP. He smoked that ball out to right center. Great swing. Not surprised he hit the ball hard as some of the balls we've seen hit by him. Very nicely done.
Ryan Ray looking to collect his first professional hit as well. Had his first appearance on base in the 4th. That was on a 3-2 pitch. Strikeout swinging back in the 2nd as well. First pitch to Ray. Fastball at 89 up high.
Yep, showing a better eye. I know he walked last AB. Had starting off 1-0 there. Took that high fastball. Hopefully he can get something to hit here and drive in a second run for the Unicorns.
Holds it an extra beat here, and Ray will call time. Look at some of the fans in the grandstands here today. Bigger and bigger numbers each night. We want to see you here at the ballpark. USPBL.com for tickets. Sawed him off as this one goes back towards us and the fans here today.
Decent swing out of Ray there. Cuevas just getting in on his hands with the fastball. Cuevas' fastball is another one that seems to play up from the left side. We saw Jordan Carr early in the game with a lot of late swings on the fastball with his spin rate and his quick arm action. Gets through. Had really good extension for a fastball. Cuevas may have the same thing because he's getting in on the hands and having hitters be late. aside from Stakopoulos.
2-1 on Ryan Ray.
Good block on that breaking ball down at a Shoemaker. He's looked good behind the plate for the most part today.
Another guy returning. Always nice to have a catcher returning on your roster. Not a whole lot of returning pitchers on this staff, but still.
No, he's done a good job for a returning catcher, working with a lot of new pitchers. He's done a good job of making all the pitchers feel comfortable. A lot of them new to professional baseball, so they're learning the professional strike zone. They're learning the professional game and how to navigate a professional lineup. So he's doing a good job making these guys comfortable.
2-2 in there for strike 3.
Good pitch out of Cuevas there. Was able to get Ryan Ray looking.
Able to strand that 2-out double here in the 6th inning. Still 1-0 Unicorns.
Times are tough right now. It feels like the bottom of the 9th and we're down by 2. But we've seen tough times before. And just like baseball has always been more than just a game, Chief Financial Credit Union is more than money. So it might be the bottom of the 9th, but we're the home team, and we've got runners on base. Batter up, America. It's time to play ball.
Well, you can enter for a chance to win $250. Everybody could use that, right? And 4 front row tickets to the USPBL Championship game later in September. Text Chevy Detroit to 555-888. Again, that's Chevy Detroit to 555-888. You can visit USPBL.com for the rules in that contest. Keon Taylor be the 4th arm used here tonight for the Utica Unicorns. The Submariners here today. Upcoming games brought to you by Scott's for the Utica Unicorns. Couple games versus the Mammoths later on the 11th and the 13th. And back against the Beavers and the Mammoths once again as well. Bottom of the order, due up against Keon Taylor here in the 6th inning. The Beavers still looking for their first hits. Just 2 walks thus far. Combined no-hitter for Carr, Foodie, Sereno. And now Taylor trying to extend that mix. Salea, Shoemaker, and Collins. Your Zach Hart agency 3 men due up here. This part of the order batted in the 3rd. It was a 1-2-3 frame for Jordan Carr at that point. He went 3 innings, giving up just a solo base runner in the 2nd. It was a walk to Travis McFarland. Foodie took the 4th, Sereno the 5th, and now Keon Taylor the 6th inning here. Rare we don't see at least 1 strikeout from Miguel Sereno, albeit only a 1 inning outing, just with that 92, 93 mile an hour fastball. 1-0, little whittle job to the left. Taylor gets off quickly for the first out.
Taylor has shown to be a dangerous right-handed pitcher against right-handed hitters. He has done an outstanding job of getting in on their hands, keeping them off balance from the side angle, has shown a really good breaking ball from that difficult arm slot. However, against lefties, his changeup is still in development, and I think with the new big league rules of having to face 3 hitters, if he can develop a changeup and he can throw with confidence and conviction, he's going to be a threat to be reckoned with, and the kind of guy that's going to be difficult to hit at every level.
Fastball that tops out at 87 thus far, which isn't going to bat a lot of eyes, but for a guy that comes this way, not unnormal.
Mm-hmm. No, it's difficult to maintain the velocity from the angle that Keon Taylor's throwing from. However, the velocity for him can be less important than the angle that these hitters are seeing. It just because you can't pick up the ball as well. It's so different from the norm. And he just makes it a tough at bat because the ball's coming from behind the right-handed hitter. And he's got a good slider to go with it. The slider has a lot of action, a lot of weight action, breaking away from the right-handed hitter, almost from behind them, sweeping across.
0-2. Fastball at 85, pounded back. 5 straight outs for Unicorns pitching going back to the 4th. We've had some good defense. Curiel made all the plays, literally, in the 5th. 6-3, 6-3, 6-3. Some of them easier than the next. On the corner for strike 3. Tough pitch for out number 2 already here in the 6th inning. Now Matt Collins will look to get the first hit of the ball game here. He lined out to left field. Frankie Luskow in left here today for Utica. Collins playing third base for Ed Campanella's squad as this one fouled off to a 1-for-3 start are these Beavers. Certainly would like to win. Any of these teams would, but the development is the big part of this league. And then Campanella kind of echoed those sentiments before the game here today. He said, hey, look, we're all competitive once the game starts and the first pitch is thrown. But at the same time, our job is to get everybody out of here virtually to the next level.
Absolutely. We want to create an environment where winning can be a byproduct of player development.
Which at most levels of independent/minor league baseball would be the case.
Absolutely. I think, until you get to the major leagues, winning is you want player development to produce winning. And I think that's a good trait the USPBL has. And, I know I do my best every day to give it my all and help these players be the best they can.
Willie, the Director of Player Development here at the USPBL, joining us as a guest analyst, and that's 2 hitters in a row drilled by a fastball from Keon Taylor. That one at 86. Keyshawn feeling it a bit.
Yeah. Always uncomfortable to get hit with a pitch no matter how hard it is.
Jordan Finney will take a quick visit to the mound here. Taylor had hit one previous batter this season before tonight. 4 innings on the mound, 1 run given up, 1 walk to 1 strikeout. First pitch to Ron Williams Jr. in for strike 1.
Quality pitch there. Would like to see R.J. Williams, the runner in scoring position, and a good opportunity to tie the game. You just go right after that pitch. He's got a good angle to see this ball. Would have expected him to swing at that.
Off the plate outside, 5 batters. That's the most that the Beavers have brought to the plate. That's here in the 6th inning with the back-to-back hit by pitches after the first 2 reached. Despite the 2 walks, everybody's able to face the minimum up until this point.
Off the glove of Finney.
Going to send Collins and Lynch to 2nd and 3rd, and all of a sudden you're down 1-0 and haven't hardly done anything at the plate. You get drilled twice and have a chance to tie or take the lead here in the bottom of the 6th inning.
Yeah, good count to do it, too. He's probably going to get a pitch to hit here, although we'll see. He's got a base open with a right-hander on deck, so we'll see how he plays it.
2-1, fastball away at 86 for ball 3.
Expecting R.J. Williams to be aggressive here with 2 runners in scoring position. Wouldn't want to see him draw the walk, knowing there's a right-handed hitter on deck, and Keon Taylor's very effective against right-handers.
3-1, scooped in for strike 2. Took a bit off on that one at 84 with the 2-seamer.
Well located, though, coming from that tough angle. Well located fastball right on the inside corner. Full count here.
Ray Verdejo on deck. Meat of the order coming up. Full count delivery on the ground on a high chop. Sakopoulos coming in. All he has to do is tag Ron Williams Jr., and he does just that. So a pair of hit by pitches here in the sixth, both advanced because of the pass ball. But again, Keon Taylor able to strand them. And we sit at a 1-0 Unicorns lead.
First State Bank is a locally owned and operated business. We're part of your community. At fsbcares.com, you'll find ways that we're making a difference by featuring locally owned and operated businesses, providing access to helpful financial resources, and engaging with community. fsbcares.com is part of our commitment to the neighborhood because strong neighbors mean stronger communities. Where good neighbors do great things. Member FDIC and Equal Housing Lender.
Only at your Chevrolet certified service dealer do you get tires engineered specifically for your vehicle and a price match guarantee. With our tire price match guarantee, if you find a better price within 30 days of purchase, we'll refund the difference. Put it in D and see why Chevy drives the Motor City.
USPBL standings brought to you by Scott's this evening. These Beavers would love a victory here today. They check in at 1-3 overall. The Unicorns right on top with the Woolly Mammoths. Unicorns with a big victory the other day. Both of them 3-1, and the Hoppers looking to get things going as well. See another pitching change here for the Beavers. Their third arm used today is Cole Stanton. Stanton comes in for Cuevas, who comes in for Malik Barrington, who gave them a solid 5 innings. And right now he's in line for the loss. Doesn't really deserve it to this point, based off the overall effort he gave. Cuevas in that 6th inning retired the first 2 men he saw. Then the double by Sikopoulos hit fairly well and got Ryan Ray swinging, or looking, I should say, in a 2-2 pitch. He'll face the bottom of the order here, will Cole Stanton, a guy with some more good stuff.
Yeah, Cole Stanton has shown some really, really good stuff these first few outings, up to 93. Really nice kid, hard worker. And all of his hard work is definitely showing through his performance so far this season.
Fastball, slider, curveball for Stanton. It's mostly been slider, fastball so far this year, though.
Yeah, coming out of the pen, he's only really needed the 2 pitches. He's done a really good job with them, though. I think dialing in the command for him and continuing to improve the way he commands the fastball and the slider, they're going to work well together.
First pitch inside at 91.
Fastball has a little bit of weight wife to it, so we like that. And another 91-mile-an-hour fastball, that time in there for strike 1.
Here's the 1-1. Fouled off at 91. Cole Stanton, another guy with a pretty good story. He was out of baseball for a few years, decided to try out with the Lake Erie Crushers, was with them for about a week. They then reached out to Ed Campanelle and said, hey, we have a guy that has a good arm, not a lot of pitching experience, probably could benefit from your DVS program and such here. Do you want him? Ed said sure. And now he's pitching here in the USPBL.
Yeah, in the later innings of the game, too, he's definitely shown some plus stuff. Obviously, the command is, the one thing that's held him back from having dominant outings. But we see him with 2 strikes here, and he can put away hitters with fastball and slider.
2-2 fastball away at 92 as that fills the count at 3-2.
Yep, not sure where that one missed.
Roped foul. Nice looking swing from Irving off the bat at 94.
This is where hitting and pitching it becomes a little bit of a chess match here because he hasn't shown the slider yet. After that fastball, he pulls foul. He could come back in with the fastball, or he could throw his first slider, so we'll see what he does.
Slider, looped foul as the people in the stands watch it go into somebody's hand.
Yep, good pitch there by Cole Stanton. Definitely has anything he can execute here for a strike is what I would go with. I think Marcus Irving is a little bit on the ropes here. Good swing, does not seem intimidated. 92 there, best fastball of the day we've seen out of Cole Stanton so far. I think we challenge him in here. I think going fastball again, fastball in, probably the best pitch selection we could have.
Here's the 9th pitch of the AB. Whittled on the ground to Williams Jr. Has to hurry. Does for the first out.
Got the fastball in there and was able to get on the hands of Marcus Irving. Able to pitch through the 3-ball count, throwing 3 consecutive strikes. Nicely done by Cole Stanton.
Although the Unicorns have had the lead since the first inning, it hasn't probably felt very comfortable, but at the same respect, the Beavers have yet to record a hit. Just 4 base runners, 2 walks, and 2 hit by pitches in the last inning. Both of those which advanced to scoring position, but nothing became of that as Keon Taylor was able to coax a ground ball to Sakopoulos over at first base to end the threat.
Yeah, and we have Donovan Curiel, who's taken away a couple infield hits, making some great defensive plays.
1-0 slider at 77. Remained high. 2-0 on Jordan Finney. He's 0 for 2 here today.
Now, I meant to ask you, how do we handle in the broadcast booth talking about the no-hitter going on? Because in the dugout, you're not allowed to talk about it.
There's a lot of thoughts on that, and everybody does it a little different. I tend to range towards trying to say it without saying it, if that makes sense.
Yeah, okay. I was just curious. I mean, we're not in either dugout, so I guess
sure.
The rules don't apply. You know, we got to keep the fans updated for those who can't see the scoreboard.
This one in for strike one. I think on TV it's much easier not to say it because you have the graphics right there a lot of times. With radio, you kind of have to, let them know at least in some fashion what's going on.
Yeah.
But there's always going to be the fans that chime in on Twitter. You see it a lot here locally, at least in the past, and everywhere. Oh, you just jinked his no-hitter. Like,
Well, it's not up to us. It's up to these, up to the Unicorn pitchers to continue that trend.
And given that's not our intent ever, if it happens, it's literally just letting you know. And at home.
I'm just curious so I can be a better broadcaster here.
3-2 on Jordan Finney. Here comes Stanton, swing and a miss. Fastball at 91. His first strikeout into the book.
Yep, we saw Stanton get behind 3-0 there, but he executed 3 consecutive good pitches. When he can dial that in and, execute those last 3 pitches of that at-bat as the first 3, he's going to be a force to be reckoned with on the mound. That was good stuff there.
Wizard Day at the Ballpark presented by Fairy Tale Entertainment. Are you a big Harry Potter guy or not really?
Yeah, no, definitely. I like Harry Potter.
You have a favorite character?
It depends on the movie.
Any movie. It could be, we'll have to pick that up in the next inning as Hodo will line out to Verdejo. Maybe broke his lumber there as well. 4 straight outs for Cuevas and Cole. Stanton, Unicorns looking to clench onto a victory here today for their 4th this year.
They call me Prospects. Since the day I was born as a diver's watch, the challengers of the world have taught me many things. Life is not a numbers game. It's about challenging ourselves. No matter what happens, just follow your heart. These pioneers drive our generation forward. Not by setting records, but by never giving up. Keep going forward. Prospects.
Available at Lucido Fine Jewelry.
I'm all in with HR and Organizational Development Council.
I'm all in with Marketing and Business Development Council.
I'm all in with Operations and Member Experience Council.
I'm all in with CEO Council.
I'm all in with Lending Council.
I'm all in with CFO Council.
I'm all in with Technology Council.
Our credit union is all in with CUNA Councils.
Brandon Krenrich trying to close it out again for the Unicorns. He is the 5th arm used here today. The starter did a good job. it wasn't for lack of effort why he came out of this game. He's just continually being stretched out, his longest outing here in the USPBL, which doesn't say much because it's only his second, just a one-inning relief outing on Sunday. But Jordan Carr went a full 3 here today, striking out 4, allowing just 1 base runner to walk in the second. And Brandon Krenrich looking to slam home the door for the Unicorns here today.
Kenrich has shown some really good stuff. Fastball, slider, but throws both really well, tunnels them well off of each other. Had a tough outing against the Beavers last week and looking to bounce back today, earning himself a save.
Krenrich, a fastball slider guy, has thrown them almost evenly. 5 innings on the bump, 5 runs given up, all of them earned. 3 walks to 10 strikeouts.
However, I think those stats are a bit skewed right now just because of the one outing.
Yep.
I think we'll definitely have those that ERA number come down over the course of this season.
Well, on bullpen ERA, you kind of have to take it with a grain of salt before you look at the box scores of each game of what they've done.
Most definitely. I think he had some tough luck last outing. Expecting him to bounce back. See a good slider there just off the plate, but very good pitch. Sharp break, weight break. Makes it tough on the right-handed hitters.
1-1 on Roy Verdejo. He's 0 for 2 today, a pair of ground balls. The second for a double play, 5-4-3. This one, line, I guess you could call it fairly sharp, just off the inside of the bat there, but whatever counts, right? You just got to get on base, and that breaks up the combined no-hitter for the Unicorns here tonight.
I know we're going to have probably some fans chiming in about how just last half inning, of course, was the first time that it was mentioned.
Now, do you have a Twitter or no? Because
I have a Twitter.
You do? Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
The Willie Martin. But
maybe you didn't want to share that, though, because then now they're going to chirp you.
Well, I mean, I'm not as active as I probably should be on it.
Travis McFarland, a power threat potential here with a couple bombs so far this year, comes up looking to walk it off here in the bottom of the 7th inning. Big swing and a miss there.
Yeah, leadoff man on, down 1 run. Had their first hit, so maybe they'll string something together here with the middle of the order up.
McFarland also with a double to go along with his 2 home runs. 0-1 outside.
Good job by Kenrich getting ahead with 2 sliders. We'll see what he goes with now. He has McFarland set up for another chase slider or a fastball in, fastball up. He can do kind of whatever he wants on the mound. He just needs to execute it.
That slider looks more than 80 miles an hour, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's firm. It has late break too, so I think the weightness. Yeah, see, look at that.
Swing and a miss for strike 3.
3 straight sliders. Very, very good pitches. I think the weightness of the break makes it look firmer than it may be, just because it looks so much like a fastball coming in there, and then it just, boom, off the table.
6 strikeouts combined for Unicorns pitching tonight. 1 in the first, 1 in the second, 2 in the third, 1 in the sixth, and now 1 here in the 7th frame. Christian LeBoy, 0 for 2. Bats with that tying run on first base. He's the winning run at the plate. Popped it foul.
Now, LeBoy has the power to end this game right now. We'll see if he can do that. Takes a mean cut at that pitch. Kenrich sticking with the slider after throwing McFarland 3 straight. That one caught a little bit more of the plate. If he executes it better, he can throw it again and probably get a swing and a miss. We'll see what he goes with.
Righty on righty matchup here. Here's the 0-1. Swing and a miss at the slider.
Slider up, but weight break again. Keeping the hitters off balance. Down his 5 straight sliders. Again, has the hitter 0-2 throwing sliders and can either go back to the fastball, locate it in or up, or can stick to the slider and have him chase away.
Decent room in left center field here for LeBoy. The 0-2 again. Big swing at another slider.
6 straight. Now, you know, his slider looks pretty good, so I think he can throw another one if he locates it down, have him chase. He could throw fastball in now that the hitter's looking away, fastball up. He can do a lot of different things here if he locates it.
See what he goes with. Another 0-2, another slider. This one at 82 outside.
Yep, and this goes back to what I was saying at the beginning of the game, establishing your best pitch for strikes. You know, it's tough to say just because we have a small sample size whether his slider or his fastball is going to be the better pitch. However, he's pitching off his slider right now. He's establishing it for strikes, and he can do whatever he wants to these hitters.
The fastball on the hands. Tough pitch for LeBoy to get some kind of piece on, but he does.
Yep, in there at 90 miles an hour. Fastball probably looked even firmer after 6 straight sliders. But pretty good swing. Again, he's establishing both pitches for strikes. He can throw either one he wants right now. It's just about executing it and locating it well.
Good take. Thought about it.
Very good take there out of LeBoy. Tough to lay off that pitch after seeing the fastball. However, if that pitch was a little bit closer, it might have been a little bit tougher than it was to lay off.
Krenrich, the last available arm out of the pen here tonight for the Unicorns. The 2-2 again fouled off. So we've seen Foodie, Sereno, Taylor, and Sereno is likely the starter on Sunday. So it's only an inning today, so probably still able to go on Sunday. Austin Dakar would like to be avoided by all costs. He's the starter tomorrow.
Yep, expecting Dakar to bounce back and have a great outing tomorrow. Now here, I think he should go with a fastball and hopefully get a double play ball.
Did it.
Yep.
Just tipped it off.
Yep, just not quite in enough. I think we saw LeBoy break his bat on a fastball last AB. I think that if Kenrich can locate this ball in, he's going to be able to beat him, and hopefully these guys will be able to turn double play. We saw Noah Childress turn the ball to Hodo and on to Sakopoulos last AB. I think we can get that again if he locates the fastball in.
2-2. Finney trying to pull it back in, maybe a little bit too drastically that time. 3-2 to the 5th place hitter here today for the Beavers.
Now, I will say, this is the best at bat Christian LeBoy has had since being here. Really like his swings this AB. Really like that he's staying on both pitches and laying off bad pitches.
Full count delivery, fly ball, whistling its way to right center, has some carry, but Galassi is there for the second out.
Galassi makes the catch in center field, but really applaud Christian LeBoy for the at-bat there. Great swing there on the fly ball. I'd say more of a line drive out to deep right center field. Really good at bat, fouling some pitches off, some tough pitches, staying on the breaking ball, fouling off the fastball after seeing the 6 straight sliders earlier from between McFarland and his first 3 pitches. Really good job there staying on that. And just laying off the bad pitches that he saw throughout the at-bat.
It's not always the guy at the plate that has the best AB to wear down a pitcher. We'll see if that has any effect with Bender here.
Bender with a good swing there. Kenrich throws the Bender.
He does, yes. 0-for-2 here today for Bender. Pop-out, ground out. Here's the 0-1 on the ground to the left side. Childress cuts it off, fires across the diamond, just able to nip Dallas over at first base, and a really good job by Brandon Krenrich to number 1. Battle through that long at-bat by LeBoy, but number 2, get the next 3 batters that face him after the leadoff single here in the 7th, Willie.
Yep, great job shutting the door after the leadoff single. Really well-pitched game by the Unicorns, aside from maybe a couple walks and hit by pitches. Great pitched game. We saw a lot of good at-bats tonight, and I'm excited for the rest of the weekend.
1-0, the final score in favor of the Utica Unicorns here today. For my broadcast partner, Willie Martin, I'm Jeremy Otto. Stick around for your Auto Lab postgame show. We'll catch up with our player of the game in just a few moments here on the USPBL Network. Stick with us.
If I hit a home run, then you know what's going out of the park. Yeah, bases loaded, we ain't letting up. Scoring back to back, you can count it up. United we stand together, divided we fall. Ain't no turning back, we done came too far to turn around and have a seat now. We don't compare, cause we unicorn. Illuminate the dark with my uniform. Every time you see me stand up and salute me. It ain't no competition, not even from you. If I hit a home run, then you know what's going out of the park. Yeah, bases loaded, we ain't letting up. Scoring back to back, you can count it up. United we stand together, divided we fall. Ain't no turning back, we done came too far to turn around and have a seat now. We don't compare, cause we're unicorns. Illuminate the dark with my uniform. Every time you see me, stand up and salute me. It ain't no competition, not even from you.
Times are tough right now. It feels like the bottom of the ninth and we're down by 2. But we've seen tough times before. And just like baseball has always been more than just a game, Chief Financial Credit Union is more than money. So it might be the bottom of the ninth, but we're the home team, and we've got runners on base. Batter up, America. It's time to play ball.
I'm all out of love for my old insurance. Switch to insurance. They're saving me so much. They covered my car and bundled with my home. I feel so secure to say I love insurance.
Hello, AAA Insurance.
Goodbye, insurance. Hello.
Insurance.
Get a quote and save up to 20%.
They call me Prospects. Since the day I was born as a diver's watch, the challengers of the world have taught me many things. Life is not a numbers game. It's about challenging ourselves. No matter what happens, just follow your heart. These pioneers drive our generation forward. Not by setting records, but by never giving up. Keep going forward. Prospects.
Available at Lucido Fine Jewelry.
Stop me now. Don't stop me, 'cause I'm having a good time. Having a good time. A shooting star leaping through the sky like a tiger, defying the laws of gravity. I'm a racing car passing by like Lady Godiva. I'm gonna go, go, go. There's no stopping me. No stopping, no stopping.
The Carpet Guys give you warehouse direct pricing and customer service that will knock your socks off.
Now at the Carpet Guys, you can get 4 years interest-free financing. Plus, we're taking extra precautions to ensure the safety of our customers.
Let the Carpet Guys bring the store to your door with prices that will knock your socks off. Be wise and call the Carpet Guys at 855-4MY-GUYS. Locally owned and supporting Michigan families.
Be wise, call the Carpet Guys at 855-4MY-GUYS.
You hear about the promo that Jimmy's John's got going on? 5 off 20? How they pulling it off? Magic?
You got David's Copperfields in there? Show yourself, Copperfields!
Jimmy John's. $5 off orders of 20 or more.
Want to hit your home cleanup project out of the park? While making sure that your driveway is safe from damage? Rent a rubber-wheeled trailer from GFL and keep all of your bases covered. Our trailers come in 20 and 30-yard sizes for all your cleanup needs. Call GFL today to order your driveway-safe rubber-wheeled trailer. Team GFL, helping you win your cleanup project.
1-0 victory for the Unicorns here today as we welcome you to the Auto Lab post-game show. And back down to the field as well. Jeremy Otto back with Drew Galassi, our player of the game for the second straight game. It feels like we were just sitting here, right? Just a few hours ago. But we were kind of talking off air. It's fun to see these kind of games, and it's got to be fun to play defense as well behind guys that are firing quick.
Yeah, it's always nice having your pitchers be able to just throw strikes consistently, not really give up many free stuff, and then that just kind of gets everything rolling along. And with the 1-0 victory, can't complain getting out of here pretty quick.
Combined no-hitter for their pitching through 6 innings, and you go back to the first inning, which was the only innings that saw runs. Frankie Luska able to lead it off with a single, then the ground ball to Curialdo advance him to second base, and the line drive off the batter's eye nearly in center field. You thought you'd get a hold of that one completely, or what?
I think I got it pretty well, but I knew I didn't get much lift on it. But that's kind of one thing with my approach that I've changed. Not going for home runs, just kind of going for hard line drives. Like you said, through the batter's eye, that's what I'm aiming for. So it was nice seeing that those adjustments kind of paid off.
And that approach, maybe not in line with today's baseball, but I think you see more and more people going back to that. And, at what point, has that kind of been your MO in your career so far?
Before this past season, I'd always tried to be the big home run hitter, and I would always run into some, but I felt like I was failing more than not. And then this past season, made the change to just go into hard contact, and with that, I saw huge jumps. My strikeout numbers were down. I hit 345 with 15 home runs, the most I've had in my career, so kind of just trying to stick with that and see where it can take me.
And great stuff from Jordan Carmax, Foodie, Miguel Sereno, Keon Taylor, and Brandon Krenrich here today. The bullpen's pretty strong in this league. You don't want to, get past the starters, which, throw pretty hard and have movement in and itself there as well.
Yeah, I love that. It's always tough, like you said, with having a good bullpen because you only see one person for one at-bat maybe, and then it's just hard getting that timing down. Like even today, my third at-bat I struggled with off that lefty because just wasn't on time, hadn't seen him yet, but that's just the struggles of baseball.
Willie Martin joined me in the press box here today as our guest analyst, but something we talked about throughout the broadcast as well, because both of the starting pitchers, at least here today, and other guys in the relief as well, had good movement on their fastball. Just, do you take a different approach to that, knowing that you're going to have movement maybe on every pitch that you see?
I try not to complicate it. I just go with the mindset of see ball, hit ball, and if it moves, just make the adjustment to get to it. That's really all it is.
Well, a good start to the professional career for Drew Galassi. He has 6 hits in just a few games for the Unicorns. Thanks again for sticking around, and go find your fans out there, right? There's a couple people shouting at you.
Yeah, thanks. Family finally came up to a game, so that's nice.
Good stuff. Well, we love to see that, and we'd love to see you at the ballpark going forward this week. Should be some more warm and great weather. USPBL.com for tickets. You can also walk up. There's still a number of tickets available this week as well. That's it for the Auto Lab postgame show. I'm Jeremy Otto, and for the whole crew here today, we will see you tomorrow. 7:05 starts for the Unicorns and the Mammoths right here on the USPBL Network.